Welcome to week 2 of a Wednesday night mixed bowling video. Tonight it is a continuation of what we had from week 1. However, week 1 we were only able to take 2 out of 9 points, so tonight we got to make it all back up. That's part of what establishing can do for a team is you don't really know where you stand, and this is pretty much one of those examples where even though we looked like we bowled okay, but realistically it wasn't enough to win that series in week 1, but if we get him again in the future, we probably win it again. But anyways, we are currently 2-7 in the standings, about 25th at the moment. So we're about mid-pack, I think, in this league, if I remember right. But heading into week 2 now, we got to make everything back up, get back to 500, bare minimum with a 7-2 win tonight. That would be pretty much 500 right there. So yeah, we have a lot of work to do. We had a good week last week. Our Friday series was a 583, which is amazing, off of super close to a 600. Also, Crystal returns to the lineup tonight after missing last week. So as you could see, there's 4 fire what the hell t-shirts down on the approach. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I will catch you after game 1. And also check out my shorts. They're the same. They're kind of like these videos, but they're just basically clips from these videos that you're seeing. Feel free to drop a like on my shorts. With that said, I'll catch you in just a matter of minutes. We are returning in the 7th frame now to wrap up game 1. We had a bad second frame, but we're doing good here. We're cleaning up shots that we need to mark on, and we're striking as well. So the game looks pretty solid at this exact moment. We come over and get a nice spare on the left side as well. Now going into the 8th frame, I get a nice strike, or sorry, that's not a strike. It looks like it from here as I'm commentating it, but we're going for a 10 pin here. Spare ball comes up, hooks enough to stay on the lane, and we knock down a 10. We got Brendan cycling up here as well. I think he's got a widow here that he's throwing, and he strikes. He has a string of strikes so far through 9. So he's got a very impressive game going. As for me, we're gonna get a strike here to make up for our 10 pin spare last frame. Crystal's back up now as well. And she'll have a nice strike to go into the 10th frame with. So everybody's on marks at this exact moment. However, Brendan does only take down 9 pins in game 1 for 176, and he's over his average by 40. Maria is back up on a fill ball attempt. She's going to wrap up with a 180, which puts her 20 over average, which helps us out a lot. It is my turn to go back up. This is a double now. So we're coming into a double here with another chance at a strike, which balloons the lead even higher than what it is right now. And we get left with this weird leave. That's funky. This guy doesn't get out of the way in time, but thankfully you'll see the outcome. And just like that, that's probably the second time I've picked up that spare. Spares like that, I'm pretty capable of hitting, but right on the nose, I finish with a 200, as funny as it sounds. So even though we converted on a split there, that pretty much keeps us alive for a 200 game tonight so far. So we already got that out of the way. Crystal does the same thing again, doubles, and then leaves the spare. She'll pretty much junk the spare here, and as a result, we're going to win by like 140 something. It'll be on the difference, but it's over 140 and a large defeat as my 200 versus the 160 average I'm working with at the moment. It's pretty much a gain of 37. Yeah, Crystal just throws this ball away. It doesn't really change anything for us. And we go on to win by what looks to be 144 pins going into game 2. Make sure you like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. We're almost to 500 subscribers here on the channel. We're getting oh so close. I'll catch back up with you after game 2. So we're coming back to you here in the 6th frame this time. Maria's back up. With Maria back up, she'll go over for what looks to be a Brooklyn strike. to grab 10. That'll be her first major double of the evening, I believe. Now it's my turn. I basically try the same thing and come up short. Although it's not normal for me to get this smaller leave in this scenario, but my Rhino hook's just a smidge early, and I only take one here, and we end up at 107 after 6 frames. Crystal's back up here throwing it, or I'm sorry, I think it was for Brendan's strike actually. It was mixed, the order got a little out of track there, but it's not a big deal. But yeah, Brendan goes up for a strike there and doubles, or something like that, or just strikes in general. Anyways, Maria's up to a triple at this exact moment. I'm like confusing myself in commentary, but it's okay. For us, we have 2 pins on the left side again. This is pretty much like nothing. We try to get it, we get it, we move on. Another spare there with 1 split open so far. Still have a good game going, just can't let it get worse. And in this case, sadly, this is the leave that I hate. And you're gonna know why, because in most of the videos you see, I never end up getting it. And in this case, the ball just drifts all the way out and doesn't even take anything there. So yeah, we're on to the 9th frame now. We have 2 opens at the minute. I have to mark, but thankfully this is a pin that we can get easily, right? Yeah, it seems about easy. Nope, never mind. We're on an open going into the 10th frame now at a score of 140, so we're pretty much damaging what could have been an easy 170 game, and we're making it look a little harder than it should have been. We have a baby split leave here. I throw the Rhino again. However, the Rhino calms down, picks up both pins, and we get a fill ball. At this exact moment, I went with the vibe for a bit just to see what it could do. I just let it roll down the lane, and we leave a 10 pin, finishing with 159. So we didn't really have a great second game out there, but at least it's better than having a 140 something, so that helps. Just things that couldn't happen. We needed more strikes in this game. We didn't really get it. So we were pretty close in points, but sadly with my opens, that kind of killed it a little bit. But yeah, everybody having opens going into the 10th frame was another bummer. As if a couple of us marked, we probably could have been super, super close. Crystal's just going to go for right side spare. She chops this, and that's pretty much the end of the match for this second game anyhow. But yeah, not really a great second game from most of us, exception of Maria. We'll have to figure out how to work through it in game 3, but the night is getting a bit tougher here, is from the scores that you're seeing now from game 1. On to game 3. Alright, we're back to the 7th frame now. We got a nice strike from Brendan here in game 3. We're up for now, although marks are very crucial down the stretch in this game. For us, we have opens here. We had a couple mishaps. Well, quite a few mishaps, I might say. But thankfully, a strike will get us back going again. Crystal's back up again. She's going to go on for a double. 8th frame comes now. Brendan has a chance to go to a double here. Although he's had some good shots tonight, so that's pretty much keeping us in it. And once again, he'll go on for a double. So we're starting to catch some heat here. And the deficit grows, thankfully. However, for me, I leave the bucket. Well, something close to the bucket. I was missing one pin. For me, though, I'm noticing, though, I am hooking it a lot, but I'm still getting the spare, thankfully. So we hold on for now. Crystal's back up again. This is going to help balloon this lead even higher. And onto a triple she goes. Now, for Maria here, she does miss, I believe, a 10 pin there. And that's why she's open at the moment at this exact point, but Brendan is still marking. And for me, I'm up to a 10 pin now, and to try to stay alive, well, it was on track and still is on track, and we get a nice 10 pin spare there. 10 pins weren't as bad tonight for me, although they didn't come up as often as they could have. Crystal goes on for a 4-pack to enter the 10th frame. With us marking, this at least keeps us in the hunt, but it's not going to be a high game. We kind of get something similar to the last lead, but different configuration. And we go back up. This is something I've spared a bunch in the past. We do just that. Onto a fill ball now to close out the evening with this Rhino, and thankfully the night's over at this exact moment. We end up striking to finish it up for 159, so I'm only off that lower average by like 4 pins basically. However, Crystal's continuing to throw good balls here. You're missing it a little bit here, but she does leave 2 pins on the left side, and at this exact moment, the game's pretty much over. So we're going to go on to win this game by a good margin. I believe the final margin was 110. We won by in game 3. I am going off of notepad notes for this because once again the stats are late. I don't know why, but I think I talked about it in the last video that I was going to say something about it. So I believe I'm going to have to do so now at this exact point because I prefer not to hold out the videos or, otherwise, but I don't know. It just seems really weird that the stats aren't out like they used to be. Anyhow, we have a 200 in game 1, 159, 150, and we just barely make it to 500 tonight. Luckily, we're 17 pins over average, so I guess it's okay. Series record, our series record is 7-2. Our team record is 500 now after tonight's games, and below is our team stats. I changed the formatting of this just to make it look a little bit better, but you guys will have to let me know if that's okay. But yeah, we have the red inside of the blue outline for losses and green inside of the blue outline for wins. So that'll be how I do it for now on for most part, unless I have to change it again. But this should work for now. But yeah, anyhow, it was a decent league night for us, even though it was a little frustrating at some points, especially for me because there's some spares there that should have been taken, but they're just not. So it's kind of weird to have a night like that happen, but it's part of the sport, sadly. If you guys like the content, hit that like button on this video, and I will catch you on the next Wednesday Night Mixed video. Until my Friday League Night video in a couple days, take care, Whalers fam. I'll see you very soon.